Hello guys, I have some very depressing news. That is being that I'm running out of solid black shirts to wear in video logs, cause yeah, that's just depressing. I hate being out of solid black shirts, cause that's all I wear, cause I'm an emo little kid. Anyway, not sure how many of you people are like forum stalkers, or, pay attention to 4.3 and watch the patch notes as they go and what it means for every class, but I gotta say, Blizzard might be fucking retarded. Here's the 4-piece bonuses for the last thingy in the raid. First being Blood Death Knights. If an attack drops you below 30%, one of your blood runes will immediately activate, convert into a death rune for the next 20 seconds. The fuck is the point of that? Your blood runes, yeah, they're useful as a death, maybe for a death strike, but other than that, they're still like fucking useless. As blood at least. I think there's just like enough stats on gear where you just spam Death Strike the whole time and do your 2 heart strikes and then move on with it. Diseases aren't even hardly worth it. The 4-piece also affects all party and raid members from 50% of the effect it has on you. Now that could mean, I think it's 8% health and like something percentage increased healing, or 25% increased healing. This is actually really cool, although what it tells me is there's going to be retarded raid damage in Firelands. What's the last expansion called? The last patch. Deathwing. Whatever he's in. DPS, your Sun Doom. That's the free death coil for people who don't know. And Rhyme have a 60% chance to grant you... Sun Doom has a 30% chance. Rhyme has a 60% chance to grant you 2 charges instead of 1. That's also fucking retarded. Sun Doom procs less than Rhyme, because Rhyme's a 50% chance on an Obliterate, and it already has less of a chance, I think. Not quite sure how much Frost DKs Obliterate anymore, but it's like counterintuitive. If you get more Rhymes, you're going to be spending less time obliterating because you're already at haste cap and Frost Presence. So it might force them to Frost Presence, but it's pretty fucking stupid for Frost. For Unholy, it's good, because it just gives you more runic corruption uptime thingy, but it's still got, I think the procs of it seem wrong. And the Frost one I think is just fucking retarded, although I guess if you do have downtimes, it might weed out Horn of Winter and rotation. Who knows? 4-piece. Runic Empowerment has a 25% chance, and every Death Coil has a 40% chance if you're Unholy, to grant you 710 Mastery rating for 12 seconds when it's activated. Great for Frost! Sucks dick for Unholy. And it's fucking stupid. Anyway, you guys can all figure out what that means, because Mastery's jack shit for Unholy. I guess it's better than Crit at least. And possibly Expertise. Yeah. Still annoying. Boomkins. Insect Swarm increases all damage Starfire thing by 3%. Okay, that's easy enough. Star Surge generates 100% extra lunar or solar power when Eclipse is not activated, so you can use that in your rotation. Sweet. Feral Druids 2, please. When Berserk is active, Savage Defense absorbs are 100% longer. Is that tanking? And your something talent causes Ferocious Bite to refresh the duration of your rip on targets with 60% or less health. That's the thingy, so they get their execute at like 60%? I don't know. I don't think I'll ever notice that. Frenzied Regeneration also affects your party and raid members. I don't know what Stampede talent does for charges, so you know what? I don't know. Fuck it. Restore Druid 2-piece. After using Innervate, the mana of your healing spells is reduced by 25% for 15 seconds. 4-piece, your Regrowth and Rejuvenation have a 10% chance to cause Time Slip and have double the normal duration. That's annoying. Sorry, but I would forget and not notice that shit and just put it up on my usual piece. Hunter. At least there's only one of these. 2-piece, your Steady and Cobra Shot now generate double the amount of focus. That's pretty damn good. 4-piece, your Arcane Shot has a chance to grant 25% haste to you and your pet for 10 seconds. That is really good. Hunter's got a good set bonus. Congratulations. Mages, your damaging spells have a 30% chance to grant stolen time, increasing your haste rating by 50 for 30 seconds, so 500 haste once it's up. Wait, when Arcane Power Combustion Icy Veins expires, all the stacks are lost. Wow. That's kind of annoying. I have no idea what that means. I guess it's so they don't stack? You have to restack them maybe? Who knows? Each time stolen time reduces the cooldown. Whoa. Each stack of that said buff reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds on Arcane Power, Combustion by 4, and Icy Veins by 6. Alright, more haste for mages. Holy Paladin, Divine Favor, the mana cost of your healing spells is reduced by 25% for 15 seconds. Weren't Holy Paladins already like retardedly ahead on mana compared to all other healers? That seems stupid. 4-piece, increases the healing done by your Holy Radiance spell by 20%. I guess if you have... Nope, that's just more proof that there's going to be retarded AoE damage in Deathwing. Whatever the raid is called. Prot Judgment grants a shield equal to 30% of the damage dealt. How hard does Judge hit as a prot pally? I have no idea, but with Vengeance all the way up, it's probably 10k, so 3k shield. Maybe it's higher than that, who knows. Protection 4-piece, reduces the cooldown of your Divine Guardian by 60 seconds, and increases the radius of its effect by 70 yards. Holy fuck! That's huge! Isn't that thing like 50% damage reduction? I don't know what it does. They're prot pallies, fuck them. Judgment has 50% chance to grant 1 holy power for ret. Okay. 4-piece. When Zealotry is active, your abilities deal 12% more damage on top of coming retardedly fast because 1 Crusader Strike is 1 Templar's Verdict. Priest. Healer. They don't say holy or disc. Okay. After using Power Infusion or Lightwell, the mana cost for healing spells is reduced by 20%. 10 for Discipline. 15 for non-discipline. Oh, wow, that's fucked. I guess maybe Power Infusion is less of a cooldown. Healer, your Power Word Shield has a 10% chance to absorb 100% additional damage and reduce the cooldown of your Holy Word abilities by reduced by 20%, something like that. Okay, I guess that's fair for this because their shields are better. Shadow, Word Death, deals an additional 55% more damage, and you no longer take your damage from the Shadow Word Death if your target fails to die. What the fuck? 55% additional damage. Jesus Christ. 4-piece. Your Shadow Fiend and Shadow Apparition have a 100% chance to grant you 3 Shadow Orbs each time they deal damage. Jesus Christ. That might make Mind Spike worthwhile in PvE. If there's 2 targets, and you can keep up Shadow Word Pain. Because that's way too many for Mind Blast. What the fuck? You're never gonna... That's just a waste of orbs. I'm pissed. I'm confused now, too. What is the point in that? Rogue. After triggering Tricks of the Trade, your abilities cost 20% less energy. Okay. 4-piece. Increases the duration of Shadow Dance by 2 seconds, because sub-rogues are in PvE. Adrenaline Rush by 3 seconds, and Vendetta by 9 seconds. Okay. Elemental Shamans. Elemental Mastery grants you 400 Mastery for 15 seconds. That doesn't seem that great. Each time Elemental Overload triggers... Oh my god, you have 200 haste for 4 seconds, stacking 3 times. That really depends on how much Mastery you have. Probably going to make Mastery really, really, really good. Because you get haste. Enhancement, each time you have... While you have any stacks of Maelstrom weapon, your Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, and Healing spells do 20% more. Okay. That's kind of dumb. But 20% more damage works. I'm not sure if they're going to be dropping Chain Lightnings at 4 stacks. Although I think it fucks up their GCD still. Restoration after using Mana Tide Totem, 25% more mana. Are we seeing a theme here? Increase the duration of Spirit Walker's Grace by 5 seconds. You gain 30% haste while Spirit Walker's Grace is active. What is the point in that being their 4-piece? That's kind of dumb. Anyway. Warlock 2-piece. The duration of your Doomguard and Infernal is increased by 15 seconds and 45 seconds. What? I don't know. 45 for Demonology, 15 for non-Demonology? Okay. Are they trying to make Demo effective? And the cooldown of their spells is reduced by 4 minutes. What the fuck? 4-piece. Soulburn grants 10% extra spell power and lasts for 10 seconds. Demon Soul Soulburn. Demon Soul Soulburn for no reason. Yeah, maybe even Feldama fucking something. Huh. That's kind of dumb. You only get like 3 Soulburns in one fight. Well, no. Aren't there ways to get it back? I think it's Drain Soul. Maybe it's Drain Life. Who knows? Protection 2-piece. Your Revenge ability grants Physical Absorption Shield. So it only absorbs physical damage, equal to 20% of the damage done by Revenge. Revenge can hit pretty hard. And I think it still hits 2 targets, so that might be a pretty big shield. I think that's what all the other guys got too. Shield Wall now affects half of its thing to raid and party members. Okay. DPS Warriors. This is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Heroic Strike deals 10 less rage while inner rage is active. Cool. Here's the dumb one. Your execute critical strikes have a 20% chance to refresh the duration, not the cooldown, of Colossus Smash. So you have to crit with execute 5 times to refresh the duration of Colossus Smash? Or 20%, something like that? That is fucking dumb. Maybe for Fury, if you save Wreck for an execution phase, or if the fight goes on for more than 5 minutes and save it for an execution phase, you might get, a decent amount of Colossus Smash and spam execute. I don't know how much haste is on gear these days, where Fury Warriors could have that much rage to make execute worth it, but that just sounds fucking dumb. Anyway, that's all of them. Those, yeah. Kinda dumb. Probably really dumb. I don't like most of them. I like the tank ones. I kinda like the healer ones. Everything else looks stupid. Anyway, peace.